Yeah, tough way to end the year. Sick of losing to that team, and yeah, you just got to capitalize on the first 30 minutes we had, and then we let them kind of get into the game a bit, and didn't play that well the second half. I thought. I don't know if that goal was out or anything, but you know, we got to play better in the second half than that.
Hey, Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. Like you said, it was a tough year. Specifically, you said you're tired of losing to that team. So, how do you take what's all that's going on this year into the off season and prepare for next year?
I think it's got to drive as motivation for a lot of us, just to not have that type of year again. It's very frustrating when, especially at home, you lose that many games as we did, and for a lot of the year not play the way that we wanted to. I think there was too many times this year where we came out slow. We let teams impose themselves on us, and we didn't take advantage. I think tonight's game basically wrapped up the whole season. We had really good moments where we have to finish our opportunities, and we could go ahead. We don't. We let the other team into the game. They get a bit of momentum. Maybe the ref makes a bad call, or we let in one sloppy goal, and then we can't find our way back into the game. I think that's how a lot of the year went. So I think it has to drive as motivation for a lot of the guys. We have an unusual amount of time off. It's not normal, so I think a lot of guys can put in that extra work to get them ready for next season.
Post, for you, how do you personally reflect on the last calendar year? Because obviously you came back from the Netherlands and a tough spot there, and now you finally got to play again consistently, really make your impact on the year. But it's obviously a tough year. How do you reflect maybe on the last year from a mental point of view, and I guess move on, look forward to 2024?
Yeah, it was a tough year. I think I came back with high ambitions to help lead this team back to the playoffs and be a key contributor for us in terms of goals and assists, and just kind of be that main cog in the middle. And getting hurt 5 games in and being out for around 2 months really was tough mentally, because I really didn't feel like it was just 2 months. I mean, that next month back, I was always playing like 15, then 20, then 30, and then like first start was like 60, and then 75. So it was really like missing. I think in total, I missed 12 games, but to me it felt like 17 to 20, and that's tough as a player in the midfield that wants to do well and show his case to be in the national team, and to go back to Europe that you really felt like you had limited games. And yeah, as the season went on, I think the last 8 games I showed who I really am, but obviously still disappointed. I think I could have had a lot more goals and assists, and I think that would have helped the team. So I think I definitely have a lot of motivation to go into this off season to work, and come back here and do better next year.
Cole, on a lighter note, Abrod gets a start tonight. Seppi gets another start. He's looked good, and then Ollie comes on. How rewarding has it been for you to see some of the guys that kind of came up with you finally get their opportunity, and that to reflect how they've grown this season?
Yeah, it was a proud moment, I think, just for myself, because the four of us were on the U17 team together. That I think we were like fifth in the nation when we were all together, and I thought so many more of those guys were going to be able to make it up here with me. It took quite a while for a lot of them to play, but I always knew that they were capable, and I've told the coaches, look, you need to give these guys an opportunity. They deserve it, and I think once they finally all got it, all of them showed that they deserve to be at this level. So I'm proud of them, to be honest, because they've had a rough couple of years in terms of not really getting a chance, and they just keep their head down and keep working. And it's good to be able to play with some familiarity of, I think if we all played together for a while, there's some real chemistry there that's developed since a young age. So hopefully it continues. But we all know we still have a long way to go if we want to, be a core group of homegrowns that help lead this team to the playoffs and be a winning team.
Just quickly, so what are your thoughts on Chris Little and the time that he spent as interim head coach, and what do you think he brought to the team in that short time?
Yeah, I loved Chris. Ever since he's got here, for me, I think he's helped me tremendously. When he was an assistant coach at the start, he was going through video with me constantly. He was looking for ways to get me better. He was, doing goal setting with me. He really wanted to make me a better player, maximize my potential that I had. And, I think he's deserved this opportunity. And, if I know he's in the running for head coach. If he gets the job, I think we'd all be very happy. And even if he doesn't, I hope that he stays here. Either way, the guy needs to be here next year. I think he's done a tremendous job in a tough situation mid-season, and you can kind of tell by the way that we played at the end of the season. In a tough spot, he turned the team around, and we played some good football at times. So, I'm really happy for him. I think he's helped me a lot. He's made me feel confident again on the field. And we'll see what the off season holds, but I think he deserves whatever he gets within the club.
Con Mauricio Jaramillo de Telemundo Colorado. Un mensaje para los fanáticos porque quedamos últimos, pero ellos apoyaron masivamente a los Rapids.
Sí, quiero decir gracias para todo. Yo sé que fue un año muy difícil y no fue ideal, pero el próximo año vas a hacer un nuevo año para nosotros y vamos a tener muchos jugadores nuevos. Y sí, te amo a todos los fanáticos que vienen aquí para todos los partidos este año. Y sí, este año quiero que hacer cosas mejores y pienso que esta que hacemos este año no va a ser el mismo en el próximo año. Sí.
Cole, obviously an uncertain offseason for the club ahead, but if hypothetically, let's just say, if you could have a say in the head coaching search, what attributes do you think you want in a future head coach for this club, including the homegrowns who you mentioned can have an impact, as we've seen tonight, to get back to where this club needs to be?
I think every player sees the game differently. If I had to choose an exact coach, I think, the coach that I had at Feyenoord has really taught me a lot about the game, and that's kind of how I see it now. It's an attacking style of football, possession-based, and I think, you go out there to control the game, and you know that you can put your stamp on the game just because you have control of the ball, and, you do what you want on the field. MLS is a different league. It's a very transition-based league. I have a feeling that it would be probably a mix between the two. I think at home we might have a little bit more of the ball, but I think whatever coach comes in, we need to be good in transition because a lot of goals are scored in that way in this league. So I think they got to find a mix of that, but somebody that all the players are hungry to play for and will do anything for.
Cole, I'm aware with this question I'm going to be that guy. Diego posted it full time saying that he and his family are going to miss Colorado. Do you know anything about his future with the club?
No, I don't, to be honest. He's been away with Chile, so he hasn't been here the last 2 weeks. It'll be a big miss. I think I love playing with Diego. I kept saying it to you guys all year long that me and him barely got to play together this year, and that was kind of our combination going in the year. And I know Robin was probably pretty frustrated that us two didn't get to play together much, but yeah, it's sad if he is leaving. And wish him the best of luck.
Cole, I just want to thank you for kind of being candid and being honest about where things are at this year. For you, how, kind of wrapping up, where do you think you've grown the most, kind of just as a whole, as a person, and how much are you already maybe looking forward to after some rest, of course, to 2024 and returning for the club and wearing the badge?
Yeah, I think you kind of said it there. I think the place where I've grown the most is a person and a leader on the field. I don't think I had natural attributes, I think, but I think they had to develop throughout the year just because I was kind of thrown into the situation of, it was really just me and Maxo at some point of being the guys that talk to everybody and get them going. And I was kind of used to having Pricey here, and then obviously at the other clubs I've been at, we've had big names, so they did it. But yeah, I think that's where I've grown the most. I think football wise, I'm a little unhappy with some of the growth that I've had this year. I think throughout the year, maybe in training, there's a little bit more that I can do, or with the coaches, to get better so that I'm more prepared for games. But I still see myself as, it doesn't matter who I'm going up against in the league. If you tell me I'm me versus Almada on the day, I think a lot of people will take Almada, but personally, I don't care who I'm playing against. So I'll take myself every single time, and I think that's what I've developed is a sort of confidence that I believe in myself, and I'll take myself over anybody any day.